are avid followers of contemporary art from all around the world here at Showcase. Joining me now in the studio is art critic and creator Alistair Hicks. Hello and welcome. In your book, The Global Art Compass, you take us on a world tour of contemporary art. Do you find that contemporary art changes with geography?
I think contemporary art does change with where you are, but it's more about how you are brought up, how you live your life. So whether your next door neighbor has a very different life to you. So I think it's more about what you feel inside and how you react to it with other people. Artists are on the whole trying to break down barriers rather than create them, and there is a lot of nationality, in too much nationalism in the contemporary art world, but artists themselves, on the whole, they don't feel that. And it's the self. I mean, for instance, a Turkish artist in the show, in the book, Mere Şenerşak, who actually passes out from college in London next week.
Oh.
And her work is all about her own identity. So she shows endless pictures of herself that churn out like out of a photocopying machine. And she calls it corruption, because every different time you see yourself, every different interpretation is in a way a corruption of another. And so in a way, I would say, replace identity for geography.
Okay, yeah. Well, Turkish contemporary art, as you just mentioned, is on the rise. For example, Kutlu Ataman's portrait of Sakıp Sabancı is going to be at the Royal Summer Exhibition. Any particular styles or artists that have caught your eye lately?
Well, styles are very important, but I treat art like relationships. And so, yes, you can see groups of people that you like, but what really matters is the one-to-one you have in certain situations. So, yes, in the Turkish chapter of Global Art Compass, I talk about various artists, but that's not the most important bit.
Well, you were recently acquiring art for the Deutsche Bank. What was your criteria for the pieces you picked?
The Deutsche Bank, and I left them last week. So
very, very recent.
Deutsche Bank have very strict criteria. It's one of the most exciting programs. It's basically aimed at, they buy works on paper, they're trying to buy art of their time, they're trying to engage with the world they're in, so breaking down the ivory tower mentality of the office. And from that point of view, obviously they were following different trends. They didn't want to buy very expensive art on the whole, because they wanted everybody who visited the buildings to be able to buy similar things if they wanted. So it was a great pleasure to work for them, very stimulating, but it was right across the board. For instance, there were 60,000 works in about 920 buildings around the world.
Right. Well, what's your personal criteria when you're, for example, writing a book and picking out artworks to talk about in your books?
Well, ultimately, it is how one reacts with the art and the artists. But at the same time, one is always excited about themes. And I'm here in Turkey this time talking to artists about text and image, and how the balance between text and image is a very important side of art, and how it reveals how our thinking has changed quite radically across the world in the last 30 years. And artists like Ali Kazma, who did wonderful work for his own 40th birthday called Written, which shows favourite passages at burning. And everything is about change. Contemporary art is about change, but occasionally one's faithful.
Well, that's a good note to finish on. Contemporary art is about change. Alistair Hicks, thank you very much.
Thank you.